to Teach Girls Talk episode. This time we will discuss of challenge using e-money. E-money does make it easier in use our daily transaction, but there are several important issues that we must face. For today, I'm with two speakers and one panelist who are expert in their field. Let's get started. Hello guys, you can introduce yourself.
Okay, hi guys, my name is Ratna.
And hi guys, my name is Safira.
And I'm Bibi Zarima.
Okay, first can you explain what e-money is and what are the trends in use in Indonesia?
In short, the money is money in digital form that is used for cashless transaction. In Indonesia, the trend of its use has increased rapidly, especially since the pandemic. Platforms such as OVO, GoPay, and Jana have become very popular for daily shopping and transportation payments.
Ratna, in your opinion, what impact do you think this trend has on society?
Alright, our positive, but there are big challenges in terms of financial inclusion. Many people, especially in the remote area, have not been able to access e-money due to limited device and internet connection.
Okay, Safira, what about the security side? Does this also add to the challenge?
Of course, the more digital transaction, the higher the security risks. Online fraud, hacking, and personal data threats are real threats, so we have to be extra careful.
Ratna, e-money service providers must have steps to address security issues, right?
That's right, Bibi. We use advanced encryption technology to factor authentication and transaction monitoring to identify suspicious activity. However, security is not only our responsibility but also the user. They have to be careful in sharing personal data.
Okay, how are the government regulation in addressing the security issue?
Okay. The government has started to regulate and require user account registration to prevent misuse. However, regulation updates are still needed to accommodate the ever-growing threat of cybercrime.
Okay. Safira, are there any loopholes in the security system can be exploited by irresponsible individuals?
Unfortunately, there are always loopholes, for example, phishing techniques that continue to get. Even with a good security system, if you are not vigilant, their data can be stolen.
In addition to security issues, there are also challenges in building digital infrastructure. Ratna, how does this dependence of infrastructure affect the use of e-money in Indonesia?
That's right, baby. In Quebec City, there is no problem with e-money access, but in remote area, many cannot access it because of limited internet network or even devices that do not support it. This is a major obstacle for the equal use of e-money.
Okay. How can fintech companies overcome this?
We start working with local agents in these areas to provide up and cash withdrawal service. We are also trying to create a lighter system so that it can be accessed with similar tools.
Okay. If the infrastructure is bad, how does that affect data security?
Poor infrastructure is very risky, especially in areas with a weak internet connection. A secure public network can be a big loophole for hacking and data theft.
In addition, there are also challenges regarding financial inclusion and digital literacy. Ratna, how can we ensure that all levels of society can access e-money?
The main problem is digital literacy. Many people, especially those who are older or live in remote access area, do not understand how to use technology. Therefore, a more massive education program is needed so that they can understand how to use money safely.
Safira, what is the role of fintech in this matter?
Fintech must play an active role in education, providing training and facilitating use. For example, creating an explication interface that is simple and easier to understand for all groups.
Okay. How can people better understand security when using e-money?
It is important to raise awareness about cybersecurity. For example, by campaigns about the importance of strong password, not clicking randomly, and using secure network when making transactions.
Lastly, we have to discuss regulation. Safira, to what extent has government policies for the development of e-money?
Government has started to regulate this industry better. For example, there is an obligation for register and everything. However, this regulation still needs to be added. Thus, technology continues to develop and we have to adjust to market needs.
Are the current regulations sufficient to support the fintech industry?
In general, regulation have provided a strong foundation. However, we hope that there will be faster regulatory update to address new challenges, such as increasingly sophisticated cybercrime.
What needs to be done to ensure that regulation can keep up with technology development?
Regulation must be more flexible and responsive to technology change. Collaboration between regulator, fintech, and the public is essential to ensure that all parties are well protected. Okay, so thank you very much for your valuable thoughts, Ratna, Safira, and Biwi. And e-money does provide a lot of confidence, but we must be also prepared for face major challenges such as security, infrastructure, and financial inclusion. And for you guys, thank you for listening to this episode. Don't forget to follow this podcast and share it with your friends. And see you the next episode. Have a nice day and always be vigilant in using technology.